off with, I think.
James, after Salzburg, Virgil was saying that it was a bit of a wake-up call. Do you fancy this fixture as being more straightforward than your last Champions League outing?
I don't think any Champions League games are straightforward. We know it'll be a tough game. You know, they're strong at home. They're a strong side anyway. You know, I think they had a good European campaign last year, and obviously after a good result against Napoli, they're going to be full of confidence and wanting to be put on a good performance and be a big test for us.
It's pretty mad though to think that, you know, for the last couple of seasons you haven't won away in the group stages. Is it because it's like such a key period domestically as well as on a European basis, the way that these two competitions run?
Yeah, I think that might come into it. There's a lot of games around this period. It's tough. A lot of international breaks as well, so it's hard to get that rhythm and plenty of games. But on the other hand, we haven't been good enough away from home, and that's the simple fact of the matter. We have to be better away from home, and there are no easy games in the Champions League at home or away, so we have to be better, we have to improve. But obviously the amount of the games that we have, that might be a factor, but we have a very good squad of players and an experienced squad of players how to deal with that, so we need to improve away from home. We know that, and hopefully we can do that starting tomorrow.
Why do you find it so difficult then? What is it about playing away in Europe?
Well, I think we've had some very good results away from home as well. I think Bayern Munich stands out as a good result away from home as well. So, you know, with stats you can paint how you want. You know, obviously we can think about the Bayern game, which was a massively important game, and we went there and did the business against one of the best teams in Europe. Whereas you can turn around and say the group games and this and that. So we want to win. We go into every game wanting to win. It won't be easy, but we have to go out there and perform to make that happen.
Okay, one more, Juliet, and then we're going to go to Chris Bascombe, and then we'll come along the front row here. I think James and Neil have got questions, so we'll come to them, yeah. Okay.
Cool. It's just a quick one. Patrice Evra said last night you frustrated the hell out of him as a player. Who frustrates the hell out of you?
Players.
Anybody. Name.
I don't know, really. It's hard to name one, obviously. It's nice to know that Patrice thinks I was a nuisance.
That's it over there.
Patrice.
Yeah.
James, I was just wondering, are you a bit gutted that you're one of the few that hasn't been nominated for the Ballon d'Or? But or more seriously, what do you think it says about the club that to have so many? It's quite extraordinary that so many players have got that.
Yeah, I think it's well deserved. The lads are in there. I think it says a lot about the team and the job we're doing as a club and as a squad collectively. And you know, there's probably a couple more who weren't in there who could have had a chance as well. So that says a lot about the team, and you know, getting to back-to-back Champions League final I think helps as well. But I think the great thing about the squad, you can see how we play. We play as a team. The team comes first, and everyone does the job on both sides of the ball. And individual awards are great, they come along, but you have to be doing the business as a team and win trophies as a team, and I think you can see that's the mentality within the squad, and the team always comes first. And if there's individual awards to be picked up on the way, then that's great, and that's recognition for the job you're doing. But every single player I know for a fact had sacrificed individual awards for the team trophies.
Okay, we'll go to Chris McKenna, and then we are going to come down the front here for the final few questions for James. Chris.
James, obviously this period where there is a lot of games, does that suit you? Because it means more rotation in the midfield, and it means more chances for you to get game time as well.
You know, I think as a player you want to play as many games as you can. So every time you get that chance to go out there and perform, you need to do it to the best of the ability and make it difficult for the manager to leave it out. And like I said before, we've got a strong squad of players, and the competition's strong in every position, and that's exactly what we need to push each other to perform. So having that amount of games is what happens when you're successful, and we're lucky enough to be in that. We're still in all the trophies, and we go out there to win every single game we can, so we'll try and do that. And I think all the players are used to it now, and it doesn't make it any easier, you know, the boys with the internationals and travelling and things like that as well. But you know, we've gone the distance in this competition for a couple of years in a row, and we know what it's all about, so we need to carry on doing that. And you know, we need to keep looking after ourselves, and hopefully have the luck with the injuries and things like that as well.
Okay, I think James Pearce down the front, and then Neil, if you two can pass it to James first, please.
Hi, James. Obviously, we saw Alisson Becker back in goal at Old Trafford on the weekend. Obviously, the team has coped magnificently without him, but how much of a difference will it make having him back in there?
Yeah, I think Adrian done fantastically well. It wasn't easy for him to step in at the time he did. He hadn't trained much. He wasn't match fit, and he came in and the job he done, made some massive saves and big times in games. So he's done a fantastic job and slipped straight into the squad. So can't say enough good things about him. But obviously, Ali, we know how good he is. We know how well he did in his first season, what he brings to the team, both in goalkeeping as a character, but also with his ability with his feet as well. So he's obviously massive, but and will help us again, and hopefully it'll take him. Hopefully it won't take him too long to get back up to speed, because it's not easy as well having a broken pre-season and things like that, obviously with the tournament in the summer. But again, like I said, the job Adrian done while he was playing was fantastic.
Okay.
And just in terms of your own future, have there been any developments on the contract front, and do you expect to still be a Liverpool player this time next season?
Who knows, there's been talks, so hopefully it gets resolved sooner rather than later. But at this moment, I'll just keep playing football as well as I can.
And Neil?
James, you mentioned about the squad and the importance of the squad. How pleased was it to see Adam Lallana come on and make such a big contribution at the weekend after he's had a difficult couple of seasons?
Yeah, delighted. I think we all know how good Adam is. And, you need that look in football, and he hasn't seemed to have it over the last couple of years. And nobody sees the side within the training ground when he's working in the gym tirelessly and trying everything and coming back and putting the graft in and the long hours and every attention to detail possible. So for him to come back and score in a massive game and get a massive point for us was fantastic. And everyone's delighted for him, and it shows again. We've talked about being successful, but you need a full squad of players and competition and top quality players, and he's proved many times how good he is. So it's great to have him back, and he's not only on the field with his ability, but the character he is and the voice he is in the dressing room is very important to us.
Any more for James before we let him go and do his TV duties? Okay, brilliant. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. Joe will take you. I think Juliet will probably kick us off for the broadcasting for Jürgen, and then we'll go around the room. Please grab my attention with a wave if you've got a question for Jürgen. We'll try and get as many of you as we can. Juliet, would you like to take the first couple?
Okay, Jürgen, in terms of team news, how's it looking with Mo? Obviously, we saw that he trained today back in the UK.
Yeah, that looks promising, to be honest. Yesterday we were not sure still. Today it looked good, so we have to wait how he reacts overnight. We will not go any risk, but today it looked really good. That was important. And Trent and Joel are not even here, so then it's clear that they probably will not be available for tomorrow.
But is Trent, it's a virus or something, so should he be okay later in the week or not?
I hope so. Nobody told me something different, so he's ill. So whatever that means, then I didn't ask now the specific play tomorrow, so for tomorrow he's not available. Somebody will tell me in the appropriate moment how exactly it looks. But we had contact this morning per short message, so he was. So one can imagine when Trent says I cannot, then he cannot. So that's how it is. Things has happened in that period of the year to all the people and to football players as well. Not cool, but that's something will not be the last time probably for any player. That's it. Yeah, Joel. It's the same thing than before the Man United game. We thought the 2 weeks are enough, that other things can settle. It's not a serious thing, but it's serious enough that he's not available tomorrow. That's all.
And James, like when we were talking about being a key period in the season and everything else, it's about rotation and the demand on the players, I guess, now, because with the games coming thick and fast, internationals, European, domestic, how difficult is it now when you're coming up against a side like Genk? People would suggest that this should be quite straightforward.
On James' answer, there's no Champions League game which is straightforward, I think. So let's just, if we saw Genk, and it makes absolute sense that you do that before you judge an opponent. If you saw Genk against Salzburg, not only the result, the game, then you would have said after half an hour, which result would you suggest, and the result which was there at the end would not be part of any ideas of anybody. So because it just didn't look like that, they were really good. Then they lost the game, but against Napoli it was then really good. We don't want to make Genk bigger than they are, but they are in the Champions League and they play good football and they are at home and they can be annoying what they were against Napoli. Napoli had big chances, but Genk had parts of the game. They play good football. It's a brave team. They became last year champion in Belgium, which is not so easy. Lost a couple of players, but found others and are again a good team, changed the manager, all that stuff. So we just have to be there here with the right mindset, yes. And for us, it's a very intense period. We nearly, I don't know, some of my players have now already kind of 17 games. That's a half of season in Germany. So with the international games and stuff like that. So that's it, no problem. We are not tired, not at all. So it's all good. But of course we have to change positions, but we have to change anyway too already with Joel and Trent. And then let's see what we can do on top of that. But it's never for changing. It's always for being best prepared for the next opponent. And that's tomorrow Genk. And we wanted to find a team, and I think we found it, which can make life uncomfortable for Genk. And that's a very important part of the game.
Okay, last question, Jules, and then we're going to go Andy Hunter and Dominic King in that order.
And just following on what James was saying about Alisson being back and Adrian, or was it Chris? I can't remember which one it was. But how did Adrian take that? I mean, obviously there would be disappointment, but he's overall
not really. I think he was maybe a little bit disappointed, but he didn't show it at all. So it was clear from the first second when Adrian signed the contract that in the moment, as long as Ali is fit and makes I don't know how many 10, 15 mistakes in a row, that we will not talk about the position 1 or 2, and that was clear from the beginning. It was always clear that at the moment when he's fit again and he will play, and he took it completely calm, professional. What can you say in training? You didn't see anything. I think they go come quite good with each other, similar language at least, and so the spirit in that training group is anyway really good with Jack and John, and together with Queef, then really 5 goalkeeper experts. So I like watching them. I have no clue what they do, but I like watching them. And so now, how Millie said, let's make sure that Ali can get rhythm back in training. It looks unbelievable, but the game is still it's something different. So I'm really looking forward for a season, a healthy season for Ali from now on. That would be really cool.
Okay, Andy Hunter and then Dom King next.
Jürgen, you've always said that you wanted to make Liverpool a destination for players rather than like a stepping stone to other places. Does 7 nominations for the Ballon d'Or show that you've, on top of obviously the Champions League win, show that you've arrived at that point now?
Oh, I don't know. I've never thought about that. I heard it that we have 7 nominees, and my question was the same: who is not nominated? But it's. Yes, it's nice. I don't understand. I really don't know too much about these kind of things, to be 100% honest, what it means to the players and stuff like this. I think when you win it, it's big. When you don't win it, hopefully it doesn't hurt too much. But it's a very good sign. But after last season, what we played, it's normal that a lot of players have to be nominated if there are any football experts. But to be 100% honest, I was surprised when we were at the other award. And no player from Man City was in that team, to be honest, because we all know they played really good football. But is it now about playing in a specific tournament, or is it how you perform, or whatever? So, yes, it's important. But if you do that, then you should really have the right view. I think our 7 players are all deserved there. But if that's the sign for us that we from now on are a destination for players, I don't know. We will see that. It looks like we feel all comfortable with each other. We want to work together for the next couple of years or more. So that's how it is. But we will see what the future brings. We don't know that.
Okay, Dom. Yes.
Just on the fact that you had 7. How did you feel? What sort of sense of pride do you feel of seeing that and knowing that there could be some more? Because it is quite unprecedented for a team to have.
I'm proud in general on the boys, 100%. But I didn't feel proud in that moment when I heard it. I think, 7 of my boys are nominated for whatever. I don't feel things like that. But I like them a lot, and I'm happy when they win things. That's how it is. I'm not sure if I should be proud in a moment like this. I have not too much to do with that. So that's just the situation. The football we played, yes, that helped. But not more. I don't know enough about these kind of competitions, to be honest.
Okay, Melissa, and then we're going to go to the 2 guys in the front row. If we could pass the microphone over once you've asked the question, Mel. Okay.
Jürgen, just want to find out how Naby Keita's been looking in training, and when will he get an opportunity to start? Obviously, he came on against United and made quite an impact. Liverpool fans were very excited about his signing. Obviously, it's been, the settling in period and issues with injury. But when can we expect to see Naby Keita at his best?
Soon. I don't know when he will start, but Naby is, don't know exactly, what is he now? Is he 1.5, 2 weeks in full training, roundabout? That's what you like when I'm sweaty. You can have that, then we can stop that. Unbelievable. And he looks good in training, really good. That's why he played. They all look good in training. That's why we made the changes what we made, and because we really knew they can have an impact in that game. I was really happy. That was the best news of the whole day. Not the result, not the goal we scored, which was nice, but these three guys, which are very important players to us in a moment when it's not easy to have rhythm or get rhythm when you don't play that much, can perform like this in a game. Because in training I see it a lot, so that was best news. And that's it. So I don't know, but it will not be long anymore.
Okay, two questions down here. Okay, and that will probably call it after that, unless there's anybody, particularly from the Belgian press, who would like a question. So, gentlemen with the.
Hi, Mr. Klopp. What do you like, especially about Racing Genk? What's their strength, according to you, and which player do you personally like?
I don't talk about individuals when I talk about opponent. I think it's a really good football-playing team. Just so good organized, really brave in their positioning, how they try to have influence on the game. Have a playing build-up. If you press them high, maybe not that much, but that's smart. Then they go for second balls, do that well, have speed, wingers inside, good midfielders. Just what can I say? A very, very active fullbacks. So that's really a good football team. You look at it. My first impression was the first thing I saw was the result against Salzburg, and then I watched the game back, and I thought, wow. That's pretty much the opposite of what I would have expected. So now that's how it is, and you all know that better than I do. Against Napoli, they are able to do that as well, staying always dangerous. I'm really impressed. I have to say, I'm really impressed. It's just a good team with a good idea of football, and we have to make a really, really good game to have a chance to win tomorrow. That's what we know, but that's why we are here.
Okay, final couple. If there's anyone else who's got one, catch my eye. We'll go to Alison after chat. Yes, there we go.
A similar question to the one to James. You've obviously had two incredible seasons in the Champions League. So is it a concern, these results away from home in the group stages, or because you've done so well anyway, does it not really matter? How are you viewing these sort of results?
Last year we were lucky with how tight the group was, and that you could lose 3 times away. And still have a chance to make it through the group. That will not happen this year. That will not happen, so it's completely different. We don't rely on home games or whatever, but obviously we like to say European nights at Anfield are really special, but other teams can make a special atmosphere as well. And then it's difficult there. They are all not all the same. We could have won away games, to be honest, performance-wise, which we didn't win for some reason. But we know that's not historically good, what we did in the last 2 years. But in general, the Champions League obviously was really good, which we played. We did the right things, at least in the right moment. But we don't rely on these things. We know that we have to improve, and we try again and again and again until it works out.
Okay, Alison Rudd, final question. We'll do it to you.
Hi. Origi came through the Genk youth system. I wondered if that was relevant either in you talking to him or him asking you to make sure he's involved.
Sorry, the mic is now not working.
Sorry, do you want to? We couldn't quite hear that, Alison. Do you want to just?
Divock Origi came through Genk, huh?
Yeah, he came through the Genk system.
Yeah.
And I wondered if it was relevant at all, whether he'd spoken to you about wanting to.
Oh, it's long ago. It's long ago. I know. I didn't speak yet to him about it, and I don't think he still knows. A lot of players. Did he play together with somebody of the actual? Did he? With the? Yeah. And then we asked him about Anderlecht. No, I didn't ask him. But I never do that, actually. Even if you played 3-4 years ago, we played then against your old team. That was not too interesting. What players tell then, because they don't want to know who were their best friends or stuff like this, or where they're strong. That's what Anderlecht is for. We do that quite objective, not subjective. So we just prepare for a game. And no, we didn't speak to Div about that, but yeah, it's a nice story. He can tell us a lot about Belgium, obviously, but where we are here. And I think you ask him what you can do here, and I cannot say what he said then as an answer.
Yeah, that was a private conversation, but thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
That's why I don't tell the answer. Yeah.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Welcome.